Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Touching Forward, and my brother.
So Lex,
We gonna jump back into it. You know to find us. You know how to get in contact with us. Hey, so hit us up. We are talking about what advice would you give your younger self? Um, man, we had already jumped into it, and yeah, we would be in trouble if we. I mean, we would be better off. We can so far if we can give ourselves the advice that we have today, our younger selves. But jumping
yep.
back to it, um, different career path. But would you have a different career path?
I'm pretty sure I would have had a different career path. Um, I love what I do now. It's I'm an adrenaline junkie, so
Mm,
being in this field and let's say I'm not gonna say what I do, but let's just say I'm a skywalker, what some people refer to us as.
mm,
But I don't know. It's just the thrill of doing what we do and being, in these all kinds of compromising positions that it's a thrill. It really is a thrill,
mm,
and I know, in the back of my mind that my time is coming to an end here.
mm,
And it's one of those things that I've had a good run at it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But within the next probably two, year or two, I'm out.
Mm,
It's time to hand it over and let the young cats have it because I know guys in this industry who are still doing it that are
mm,
way older than me,
mm,
and I see them, and I'm like, I just don't want to be that old still doing this shit. Like it's hell on your body, all the things that we have to do. So
mm.
I just know that my time is coming to an end, and I'm not mad about it. It just I love the shit out of it while I was here, still in it, but can't do it forever. But yeah, I definitely would have told my younger self to go ahead and start a business. Don't be afraid to fail. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to the people telling you to get a job or get a career or something like that. I would have told my young self, get you a business and stick to that business regardless of the ups and downs. How about you?
um, I can honestly say the only employment time or career path time, I'll say employment time. The only employment time that I regret is when I got off active duty to the time that I started working where I'm at now. Because from the time I got off active duty, I was working in pretty much warehouses from I want to say 96 to 2003. I was working in warehouses. Then from 2003 to 2006, uh, I was working with Baltimore City Health Department, but it was kind of warehouse stock person type. So yeah, from yeah 96 to 0, 06, I regret all of that. Um, I do not regret. The only thing I regret about active duty is not staying for 20 years. But if I can go back and tell my younger self, or give my younger self some insight, I
Mm-hmm.
would encourage my younger self to be in the career field that I am now, emergency management, or I would have told my younger self to get into computers or the media, the entertainment media area, as far as like a cameraman or something like that, because
Yeah.
what I do now is good money. Computers is great money. And entertainment, like cameraman stuff like that, is also great money. Um, Computers, I think I would have done that until I got kind of bored because although it's good money,
Mhm.
it's slow pace kind of job, so to speak. What I do now is good money, but it's kind of a slow pace kind of job unless there's a incident happening. But if I could have
Right.
got into the media as far as a cameraman or something like that, I would be doing all kind of stuff and be in all kind of places. So I would definitely tell myself to do stuff like that because I could work for anybody, even myself, make a name for myself and just network and put myself out there and just be big in a lot of areas.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely feel you on the military aspect. I would thinking about it now after hearing you say that. I probably would have told myself to go ahead and go in the military,
Hmm.
go into the media field, do my 20 plus years, and get out and start my own business.
Hmm.
But again, that the thing that deterred me from going in the military at that time when I graduated high school was growing up a military rat.
Mm.
And again, growing up a military rat is a great thing, but also it's kind of a bad thing simply because as soon as you get somewhere and you start making friends, your ass gone again. And that was the part that I hated so much. I mean, it was kind of like you're always the new kid.
Hmm.
Um, Everybody knows everybody. And it's kind of like you're trying to adjust to each move,
Hmm.
make friends, get good grades, stay focused, and all that stuff that comes with being a military brat. And that was the part that I wasn't so in love with. Is
Hmm.
every time you make friends, you're moving again. That shit sucked to me. But
Hmm.
I remember all my friends, they were going into the military, and they're like, "Jeff, come with us," or "Jay,
Right.
come with us." And I was like, "Man, fuck, I ain't gonna do that shit. Fuck that." And now all of them, the ones that did go in, the ones that didn't retire early, or have some type of incident where they either got kicked out or got themselves kicked out, or whatever the case may be. The ones who did stay in, they're all retired now. They're doing
Hmm.
quite well for themselves
Hmm.
with nice, cushy government jobs.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
they got these nice, high paying government jobs where they're
Hmm.
making a crap load of money and plus getting their retirement. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
damn it, man, I should have
Yeah. Yeah.
did that.
I mean, yeah, but see, and you talking about being a brat and being, going here and there all the time. And as a child, you look at that and you're like, man, this sucks. I hate this. I gotta go to this place and learn new friends and learn this and learn that. I'm gonna be a new kid and this, that, and the other. I'm gonna be an outcast. And it's like, if I could go back and tell my younger self that it ain't that bad,
Yeah,
just look at it as you get to go new places and have new experiences and this, that, and the other. Had I been able to tell my younger self, hey, if this is your option, look at it like this and take it this serious because as a career path, it's a great career path.
yeah,
And if I can go back and tell my younger self, hey, stay 20 years and don't think that you're locked into this one job that you sign up for, you can move around if you want to. If I could go back and tell my younger self this, I'd be like, look, I know you don't like this about it. I know you don't like that about it. But if you do these certain things and stay this long, even going to retirement, you have access to all these things. You could get a retirement check. You can get a disability check, even if nothing is seriously wrong with you. It's like you may have bad knees, bad back, but you still fully functional. You can get a retirement check, a disability check, go on and start another career. And by the time you are 60, you could retire twice and not be working at all, getting two retirement checks, a disability check, and probably get a hobby job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a no-brainer now. I
Hmm.
wish I could tell my younger self that and be like, yo, get your head together. And it's like, and this is one of the things that I tell younger people now. I'm like, yo, go do this because if you this is what you can have if you take it seriously. And I would go back and say, yo, take this seriously. Yes, you in the uniform. Yes, it's lots of women available, but they'll always be there. They'll
Hmm.
always be there. Focus on X, Y, and Z. Get your career right, and it'll be smooth sailing from there.
Yeah, because it was crazy. Because I had applied to quite a few colleges. Uh, and again, my grades weren't the best.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think I hadn't received like three letters um, where they basically told me, "No, you're not coming here." And
Mm-hmm.
I was so discouraged. And my dad was like, "Man, why don't you just go in the military?" And I was like, "Man, I ain't going on military. I hate moving all the time."
Mm,
And it kind of pissed him off. So he didn't try to sell it to me. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, tell me what the breakdown of the benefits of going in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so we had that conversation, meaning I said, I'm not going in. He got pissed, and that was it.
Wow.
So looking back on that particular conversation, I wish I would have, got out of my feelings and listened to
Mm-hmm.
what he had to say about it,
Right. Right.
because that was the determining factor why I didn't
Mm.
go. Um,
Wow.
but it was like shortly thereafter is when I got my acceptance letter into the college I
Mm-hmm.
went to in Tennessee.
Mm.
So anyway,
Mm.
so life changing decisions. We led right into that.
Right. Well, first and foremost, since we got off that, staying active duty. Well, by me getting off active duty, that was life changing decision. That that put me in a, I would say, a messed up position as far as I had no plan when I decided to get off active duty. Like literally had no plan. Like
Hmm.
I got off active duty, threw my stuff in my car and came to Maryland. And that was the extent of my plan. So coming off
Wow.
active duty was a life changing decision that I would go back and tell myself, think 20 times. Well, not even think 20 times. Think one time before you make this decision because this is going to affect decisions to come. So, and on with that, not that I regret certain things.
Hmm.
Um, Getting married and having a child, that was a life-changing decision. Because that altered my financial um uh situation and my and a lot of other situations, but more so financially because I was not financially prepared to take care of a wife and a child. Um, it doesn't matter that I was active duty and I had a guaranteed paycheck and a guaranteed roof over my head. I just was not financially ready. That was a life changing decision, um, that I would tell my younger self to, hey, you better make sure this is the right choice for all parties involved. Um, Outside of that, uh, yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Oh well, and then I can say, coming to Maryland and dealing with some of the females that I dealt with, like
Hmm.
I didn't deal with females that had their heads on together, and I didn't have my head on together on right. So,
Right.
um, dealing with those females at that time, it prevented me further from focusing on myself, and you know, those were situations that caused me to take longer to get where I needed to be and where I wanted to be. Because when I came to Maryland, after I got to Maryland, I was like, I'm not staying here. Um, But I got caught up in chasing the females and this, that, and the other. I honestly, I was like, I'm going to Georgia. I didn't know I didn't at the time. I didn't know who was in Georgia, and I just knew I was going to Georgia. But
Right.
the decisions that I made at that time were life changing decisions, and from those life changing decisions, I've been here ever since. So yeah, I would go back and tell myself to think twice about those couple of decisions, because those couple of decisions that I made have laid the foundation for the 20 years that came after that.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same boat. Honestly, one I definitely would have had a serious conversation about going in the military with my dad, and another life changing decision would have been to not chase women. Right?
Mm.
Ah, like I said, when I think back to how much money I've blown, I mean blown.
I feel you when you say blown.
Chasing after the opposite sex, there, it makes me want to cry. Like
Mm.
seriously, it makes me want to cry.
I
What were
feel
you
your pain,
thinking,
bro.
dude? I probably would have went back to my younger self and slapped the shit out of my younger self.
I want to power drive my younger
That's
self.
how serious it is.
Dead ass. Dead ass. Mm.
But other than that, I'm good, man. I'm grateful I didn't have any kids, at a young age where I wasn't mature enough to
Hmm.
handle, that type of responsibility.
You're right.
And I'm not saying that I don't have any kids now. Just if I do, I don't know about them.
Bro.
So I did a lot of rolling my dice on the crap
Mm.
table back
Woo. Woo. Boy, oh boy. Yeah.
then. But I don't know. Other than that, though, I can't really say I have any life changing decisions that I would have changed because I've met so many wonderful people over the years, man. Like
Mm.
the cats that I met in college, um, we're still brothers here to this day. The ones that were real with me and I kept it real with them. And then some of the cats I met while street racing, being in that life. Then, ah, there's just, it's a lot of cats I've met over the years, man. That, again, we still cool to this day. So I can't be mad about that.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Mm.
So, done more of or less of, meaning what do you wish or what would you have told your younger self to do more of, meaning go out, party, whatever, or less, don't go out and party, save your money,
Oh,
things along those lines.
done more of. I would have done more of educating myself. Um, done more of taking life seriously. Um, done more of exploring opportunities that were there or could have been there. Done less of. I would. The only thing. Well, not the only thing. I'll say the biggest thing I would say done less of was done less of spending money on BS. And then on the flip side of that, done more of investing my money in things. And the other thing done less of was chasing women. Um, I sucked. Women for me, and I'll say for any man at a certain age is a crutch, because you
Yes.
get so wrapped up. I know I got so wrapped up in getting putting notches on the headboard that I wasted a lot of my time that could have been used more productively, and I definitely would have done less of that.
Yeah. I say Again, more saving money, more, self-educating, more taking um, life more seriously. On the flip side of that, less spending money on glitz and glamour, meaning all the flashy things that come with,
Them shiny things.
yeah, being younger and, want to show people, well, I can afford this and I can afford
Hmm.
that. Or
Right. Yeah.
I'm up on this and you ain't up on that.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
of course, less, a hell of a lot less chasing women. Oh my God. Uh, Less worrying about what other people think,
Hmm.
less um, going out of my way to help people and protect people who didn't appreciate what I did for them.
Right.
Because whether it was a friend of mine or a female acquaintance, if you were down with me, in my mind, we good as gold.
Hmm.
So sometimes people took advantage of my uh, willingness to help them. And then when the shoe was on the other foot, they didn't know where to be around. Like, oh, you need this? Well, I got something else, or I'll get back with you, or let me call you back, and never did get that phone call back. Yeah, I'm coming through, and they never came through. Like, damn. So I found out a lot of times the hard way that just because a motherfucker say they down for you, that don't really mean they full flat tires. You dig? Like,
Yeah.
they only gonna be there for you as long as they can use you,
Pretty
and
much.
that's
Some of.
part of my downfall as far as relationships.
Yep. So, what age did you have the most fun?
That's a hard one. That's a
It is a
hard one.
hard one. It is a hard one. It's a very hard one.
I'm gonna say in between age of 16 and the age of 21.
Mm.
Those two ages, I had the absolute most freaking fun.
Mm.
Because at 16, I got my license.
Mm.
So it was on as far as driving and going wherever I wanted to, and driving to school and hanging out with the homies. And oh, it was just great going to the movies, going
Mm.
on dates. Then had to have anybody to chaperone me.
Mm.
And then 21 when I was old enough to get into the adult clubs.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh
So,
my.
man, I'm telling you, boy, we used to go out to the club there Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday.
Mm.
Sometimes even on Thursdays. That was just, we ran it.
Mm. Mm.
So, those were some of the funnest times, though, because we made some of the dumbest mistakes.
Right.
And thank goodness, I'm still here to talk about those dumb mistakes, which one was, driving while I'm under the influence of alcohol. That was
Hmm.
very stupid of me. So I definitely would have told myself not to do that.
Right.
Again, thank the creator that I never got involved in an accident or, um, someone got hurt behind my irresponsible
Hmm.
self. Um, but I had to say 16 and 21, man. Those were the great
Mm.
years, man. Great. How about you?
Wow. Um. Uh. I have a couple of periods. I'm gonna say the time in Germany from, I'll say, ninth to 12th grade.
Hmm.
Because those are the formative teenage years. So those are some of my best years. And then I will have to say probably my first 2 years of active duty was fun. And then I'll say after that, from the age of 22 to 32,
Hmm.
maybe. Um, I'll just say the 20s because
Yeah.
although I didn't have my head together and doing, I wasn't on the straight path and all this, that, and the other. I had a lot of fun. Like I put fun before responsibility. And I threw caution to the wind, and I just lived my life. I was having fun.
Yeah.
Um, and like you said, you make all the stupid mistakes then. um, I made a lot of my stupid mistakes then. And I'm glad I made them then, even though a lot of my mistakes weren't that tragic that it put my life in a position, a place to where I'm still suffering.
Right.
But yeah, I had all the fun in the 20s. And and I will say that if I could tell my younger self anything, have that same fun, but find the balance between the fun and being responsible because you can have fun, you can turn up, you can turn out, and you can also put yourself in a good place. So 20s was 20 the 20s was my ultimate fun years.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have to say from 16 all the way to like my late 20s is when I had really the most fun. Like now at this stage, it's fun, but it's more responsibility. So it's not so
Mm,
dedicated to the fun part anymore. It's like
it
have
depends
fun
though.
when you can, but you gotta be responsible.
Yeah, I mean, and I think for you, it may be more because you're married that there's more of a certain responsibility.
Right.
Whereas for me, it's like, shoot, I could throw my balls to the wall and just, wild out. But I still have to be responsible because I still have a child that's 16. I still have, my responsibilities, but I don't have the
Yeah.
same responsibilities as you. So it's like if I want to get up and do something, as long as everything is taken care of, I can just go do it pretty much without regard to anything. Um, but I will say at this point in my life, I'm having more fun because I have more knowledge. I have the knowledge that I wish I could have given my younger self. If I had the
Right.
knowledge as that I do now and as a young like in my 20s or whatever, I think I would be somewhere with my feet kicked up just chilling. But I am having the fun. I'm having that 20-year-old fun now. It's
Hmm.
just that it's a different layer to it because you have that wisdom, you have that financial stability, so to speak. You have that
Yeah.
knowledge of a lot of things, and you're able to operate in a more comfortable zone. And it's like if I could have told my younger self this from 18 to 25, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, life would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you this curveball question, right?
Hmm.
Being at this point in your life now, if you had to think ahead to the older version of yourself,
Hmm.
what would you say you look forward to?
Traveling, 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 no stress, uh, good health, and the biggest damn thing. I mean, it goes with stress, but peace of mind. Those
Wow,
things right there.
it's pretty solid right there. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think I have to go with peace. I will have to go with don't get so caught up with the end. Enjoy every moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're all gonna reach retirement age. Those of us who are meant to,
Right.
but mentally, don't put yourself there. Enjoy being where you're at your particular time and space in life.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Um, I don't know. I guess because my son is still so young, that's one of the things I enjoy
Mm-hmm.
most about this space right now is being able to watch him and laugh at him and laugh with him.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to those teenage years where I see him perhaps make some of the same mistakes that I made.
Maybe
But
just not as bad.
yeah, that part, and I'll be able to correct him because I've been there before. My
Right.
father, I think, and no, again, nothing against my father. He was young and he didn't have a father growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't able to really fully understand what his responsibilities were.
Right.
And again, I think he did the best he could. But being in the military, you're gone a lot. So there are a lot of things that he missed. I wish that he would have seen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely one of the things I look forward to with my son,
Yeah, I can dig it.
being able to be there for those um, important times.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you. But look here, youngsters out there. Um, it's a lot that y'all have going on these days, a lot more than what we had going on.
Heck yeah.
But the important thing is making sure that you set yourself up for the future. Uh, Take school seriously, graduate from school, have a plan for after high school, whether it be college, the military, entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. Um, if your parents are giving you good advice, take it. If they're not giving you so good advice, make sure that you have the wherewithal, the common sense, and the drive to succeed and be something with yourself. Because yes, you can mess up in your 20s, but use those 20s to set yourself up for success.
Definitely, definitely. I would say I agree with Soul Toucher for the younger people who actually take the time to listen to some of the elders. That's what I'm going to say we are. But enjoy life, man. This thing, I'll put it to you like this: life is long, but it's short.
Mm.
Meaning, if you live your life a certain way, it, it can stretch.
But yeah, King of Our Life podcast, Soul Touch the Poet, Sun Solex. We will holler at you on the next one, and we are out.